Hello, this is Frankie Fierro, and this is my Science Center assignment. What I'm going to go ahead and do is walk you through the process. So again, this is my Science Center assignment. It's geared for the third grade. The general topic is germination, and specifically we're talking about the inheritance and variation of traits, life cycles and traits to be exact. The NGSS information is 3-LS3-2, which is to use evidence to support the explanation that traits can be influenced by the environment. The Common Core standards are as such. It's the ELA and literacy area, RI.3.1, ask and answer questions to demonstrate understanding of a text, referring explicitly to the text as basis for the answers, and W.3.2 A through D, which is write informative explanatory text to examine a topic and convey ideas and information clearly. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is jump right into the activities. Up here in the upper left hand corner of my Science Center, you will see that I have activity number 1. So as a whole, the class will be shown a YouTube video explaining seed germination and parts of a plant. The students will then individually complete a germination worksheet, which is here. This worksheet can be used as support to allow the students to engage in sophisticated science practices to promote critical thinking and form a better understanding of the topic. Then we drop down here, activity number 2, which is a hands-on activity. Students will be given the proper resources to complete a hands-on activity displaying the germination process by creating a seed germination model. And we could see an example of that here. Okay, now coming across the board here, make our way over to activity number 3. You will notice that it says it's an experiment and to see below. That's exactly what this is. Students will be separated into groups, and each group will conduct an experiment that will span over a 2 to 3 week period. Students will plant seeds in 3 different environments to use as evidence to support the explanation that traits can be influenced by the environment, and certain characteristics may result from the individual's interactions with an environment. So for this activity, the groups will plant seeds in 3 different environments, which we have environment number 1, potting soil, and environment number 2, sponge, and then environment number 3, which is the paper towel. The students will provide an equal amount of water and sunlight to each environment and then observe the process. This experiment will be revisited so the students can discuss open-ended questions as a group that focus on the strength of the evidence used to generate claims. And then that brings us to our last activity, activity number 4, which is our seed observation journal. This activity coincides with the experiment that I just talked about. Each group member will be given an appropriate number of worksheets to observe the seed germination process and record the data. These worksheets will be stapled and turned in by each group member at the end of the experiment and used as their exit ticket. And you can see an example of the seed observation journal there. And then last but not least, how am I going to assess the students? I created a rubric. You can see here, labeled it the Science Center Seed Germination Rubric. We have a rubric as follows. It breaks down the process. You can see steps 1 through 5 there, and we can, or I can, grade them at below average, satisfactory, or excellent. And then we have the other section, which is the project itself. We can see 6 categories there. Well, technically 5. The 6th would be another. Again, below average, satisfactory, and excellent. And then I can leave the necessary comments. Again, this is my Science Center regarding the germination process. And here's a breakdown once more of my activities. I hope you enjoyed. Have yourself a wonderful evening.